What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing great. Today is actually a really beautiful day, not just because the weather is amazing, but because we're out here at my friend's garage. And I just wanted to take the opportunity to share with you some amazing, amazing cars like this an awesome Ariel Nomad and the Ariel Atom 4 right there. I don't know if you can see, but there's also some other incredible vehicles here, like the Lamborghini Sterrato, an incredibly amazing, heavily modified BMW M2, crazy Toyota Supra, and an awesome Lotus. Is that Emira, Hunter? Emira. It's beautiful. And a couple of bikes, but it's going to be too overwhelming. Today we're keeping it simple and focusing on the unique aerials. And I'm going to have my good friend Hunter kind of walk me through them because I'm not really the most experienced when it comes to aerial vehicles, whether it being the Nomad or the Atom. I do know they're fantastically fast. One amazingly quick off-road. The other one is like a little track weapon. I still remember the first time I kind of learned about it through the Top Gear episode. I don't remember if it was 2005 or 6. Don't quote me on that. But I just remember that when I first saw the video on that car, I was like, that is a crazy looking car. And it's interesting because I've been told today that they've gone through some adaptations along the way. For example, like having a Cosworth engine, and now they're apparently Honda, which is great because they're both amazing engines. So I'll let Hunter kind of walk us through that. So he made me do this, by the way. He's normally I have to be like, hey, this is the cool car, so let's do this, let's do that. Hunter was just like,
I mean, you've got everything else in the garage. Like, you need to drive one of these. Like,
yeah.
the Cobra and everything else. This is
No, this is really amazing. It looks like I built this. It looks like I built it in my garage.
Dude, I'm telling you, the guys up there at Ariel are like the coolest people you're ever gonna meet.
I'm sure.
And they build some wild cars. That's part of the reason why they have such a long wait list, is because you can customize all of this, like whatever color you want. So I've seen some crazy color combos up there that people have done.
They've developed a reputation, I guess. See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that there's adjustable suspension, like with compression ratios and stuff. You can actually play with it. I've heard horror stories with the single bolts.
Oh, really?
And their safety mechanism, yes. So the fact that you have 4-bolt, people are going to say, oh, it's not race car and it's not like a race car. Well, on this car, from what I've heard, and I could be wrong, please don't attack me for this. I think from a safety standpoint, the 4-bolt pattern is what you want to do, especially if you're not always tracking the car, if you're going to be speeding on public roads. So
I think this is the first time we've had a garage with no center locks. Like, I don't think any of these cars have center locks, even the Huracan.
Probably.
No,
it's not.
No center locks. I don't think we have a center lock car right now. Yeah, so we added the front diffuser and then the rear spoiler as well. It didn't come like that, and it changed the entire car.
Are they factory, the things you added?
These are all factory parts. They literally picked the car up here in Charlotte, put it on a trailer, took it to Virginia. We had it a week later with these installed, and the harness bar back here, which, I mean, you have to have this. It didn't come with this.
You kidding?
Yeah.
It doesn't come with that?
It does not come with this.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with this?
No.
Dude, that's
That's
crazy.
They had to actually cut this out to put this in. So it's not pre-cut or anything for it. I was surprised.
I kind of like them, but it's kind of psychotic to sell this car to somebody without this. Whoever's idea the livery was is actually really nice. Like, initially, when you think someone to put a Marlboro scheme on the car, you're like, kind of gimmicky, you know?
Yeah.
But then you actually see it and you're like, dude, this works.
We
Like,
had a red Atom. We were like, what are we going to do with it? And, we didn't want to go crazy, spend a ton of money on this car. And I think this was just perfect.
Watching you drive this from the back, it's hilarious.
I'm
The way it
more
wobbles.
that I am this. My car yearns for the dirt.
Dude,
Pavement.
this feels like it belongs, you know? I feel good, I feel safe in this. I'm curious because I know I'm gonna drive this back, but just watching you, like I said, it's like comical, you know? You can see the body roll and
You feel it. You feel it every quarter. You feel it dip. It's really fun, but it takes a lot more. You're driving the car.
just can't get over the fact that the e-brake is right there. Like it's almost tempting you to misbehave.
It's kind of useful on hills.
Of course.
To let off.
I actually used the handbrake on this, on your driveway on the way up, just to make sure I don't roll backwards.
Yeah.
I love the AIM. I think this is the MXS dash, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of similar to the one I have on the Radical. And the intake sound, my God, guys, I cannot tell you how incredible it sounds. It's I thought it was gonna be as loud as some race cars that I've been in, but honestly, it's louder than some race cars, like actual full-on hardcore race cars.
Yeah. I told you, you gotta wear earplugs.
That's it. I am wearing earplugs, but even you enjoy it even with earplugs because it's so freaking loud.
You still hear it.
Like your head is right here and the intake is right here. I promise you, if you don't wear earplugs in this car, you're gonna get tinnitus within like 15 minutes. I will say one thing, guys, I wish that I did was not wear these wide shoes because it's literally like a race car. The pedal positioning is so close, the clutch to the brake to the throttle. You need like actual thin shoes because while I'm clutching and braking, I'm literally like biting the lip of my shoe, which is fine. I'm kind of used to it. But if anyone who's like I don't want to say beginner, but if someone buys this thing and wants to take it home from the dealership or something and you're wearing wide shoes, please be careful because you can make a mistake like press the gas while you're pressing the brake and you don't want to do that. The other thing I really love about this car is the visceral mechanical shifting experience. It is so lively. It really communicates with you directly, and the fact that the seats actually do not have padding. I in the beginning I questioned this and I told Hunter, I'm like, what the hell, bro? You get padding in the Nomad and I don't get anything. So now that I think about it, while driving this car, because of the lack of padding, you become really part of the machine. So you feel every single pebble, every single stone on the road, and that's, I think, part of the appeal of this car. Combine that with the crazy intake noise, which I still can't get over. Like, I'm still thinking about it in my head because it's just so nice. This really makes for a wonderful driving experience. I think on the road, from many of the cars that I've driven, just to drive this on the road and have fun, not to go insane, but just to really feel the power of the car and to feel the shifting and the intake sounds and the braking and all that stuff and how light and nimble it is. I struggle to think of something that's as good, especially considering the price point of this car. I can't think of anything at all. I mean, if you can, help me out.
The only other car that I really want to drive after this it's between that Bach Mono, like I was talking about earlier.
The BAC?
And then, the BAC, as well as the KTM Expo.
I've been in the BAC. I've been in the BAC in England, and actually, I know the guys pretty well from Instagram. They're really cool company. The Mono reminds me of like a road legal Formula 3 car. Okay. When you sit in it, it's a lot more refined. The Mono is really a lot more refined. It feels like an actual race car, a modern day race car. This really feels like a vintage race car, like a vintage monster. Even when I'm driving and I'm looking at the side, I think Jeremy Clarkson said this looks like scaffolding, like it's not even finished yet. Like, and it's truly funny, like with the plexiglass and everything. Like you're I don't know what you're driving. You're driving like a matchbox.
Well, even the tub. I mean, look at the inside of the tub.
It looks like someone spray painted a bunch of
I guess
fiberglass.
that's what's so cool about it is, if you mess up on the track, I mean, it probably doesn't cost all that much to get this car, put back together.
Yeah,
compared to something else.
I think you're right. I think that's what they had in mind while building this car is just efficiency.
Yeah.
Nothing unnecessary in this car.
This is pure function.
Pure function, exactly. And to be honest, even this, but completely different than this. Like it's funny that they took so long to realize that some clients actually want to do off-road stuff. and to build this, because for the longest time they've just been focused on that, and then they went to something like this, which is very different, right? Because Caterham doesn't do that. Not a lot of companies give you that off-road option. Only recently Lamborghini did it with the Sterrato. So
it's a hard choice to buy one of these. You have to be a really special kind of buyer, I feel like, because you could just go buy a Can-Am for 40 grand, and most places they're street legal now, and here in North Carolina they're street legal on secondary roads, which is
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that right now. I'm like, how much does one of these cost as MSRP starting?
I believe this is more than the Ariel 4. I think this is well over 100, I believe. I'd have to look, but it was higher.
So I'm thinking about that, and the fact that, like you said, you can buy like a Can-Am, or you can buy a like a YXZ like mine with a sequential shifter. It's hard, but I still think, I don't know. You're still not going to get the amazing Honda motor. You're still not going to get certain things.
Well, I think with this too, you get the resale of it. And I think if we sold this right now, I don't think we would lose anything on it. We're not going to sell it, but if we did, these have held their values really well. They're hard to get. There's a 2-year plus wait for this car.
Really, a 2-year waiting? Wow.
So they're not easy to get right now unless you're buying on the used market. They hold their value well. So I think it just takes a special kind of buyer.
I agree with you.
So it's that little twist.
Oh, so mine is at the max right now.
So you were driving in the max setting there.
I could feel it because I'm like, I was just thinking that to myself. I'm like, if this thing has more power, holy crap! Like,
well, it's so funny because when we got it, they were like, yeah, just start in 1 and then work your way up. I'm like, absolutely not. All the way through.
And you can tell that the traction is negligible in this car, like the traction control.
I mean, if you roll into it, it's not bad. If you just stomp the pedal and it's gonna kick it out. It weighs probably 1,300 pounds.
But I like that. I like the fact that they're giving you an actual raw machine. Like, they're giving you a car for you to. This is really a driver's car. Like, I would say a lot more than a lot of brands out there. The only other car that I would really love to drive, which I've never gotten to drive, is the Caterham 620R. I really want to drive the Caterham 620R, and I love the way you guys added the wings, because my favorite track road legal machines back in the day when I was growing up were the Caterham R500 before the 620R was released, and they had the Atom V8, which I think only 500 were made. It was a Honda V8. Was it a Honda V8? No, it's not a Honda V8.
I don't know that it was.
It was a V6, wasn't it? V8 or V6?
Ariel did make a V8, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that's...
They did.
It was like blistering fast on the Nürburgring, and it was like, I watched videos of it. That's the car that this kind of reminds me of, with the wing and the front splitter, because that came factory with the wing and the front splitter. You needed it. This is such an old design if you think about it. Like, the whole frame, there's not much new here, but dude, the power is there. Like, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. It's got quite a kick, and you can tell that it's a lightweight car, and it's just
surprisingly, like, it grips. It doesn't just want to spin them either. Like, it actually gets the power to the ground.
It does, but you know, I noticed at the high speed, these are Toyo Proxies, right? Yeah. So I noticed that when I was driving the fast right, I noticed it kicked out from the rear a little bit. I'm like,
it definitely will, but it still gets it to the ground. Like, you can't really drive this in the wintertime. It needs to be 70 plus out and like sunny.
Man, so cool, really. And it's APR brakes, or are they something else? APR, I think. AP Racing, APR brakes.
And like, you see how like solid those welds are. Like, they're just, everything about it is just, the craftsmanship's really impeccable for a car like this.
And like you said, now that I think about it, this is really efficient. Like, let's say one day you were off-roading and God forbid you bent a tie rod or something. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to fix. You're just going to be able to fix it and get on with it.
Fix them on the side of the trail or in your garage.
Exactly.
And that was like the best part of race cars, is they're easy to work on for the most part.
I can't get over how good this feels. I
think you're gonna miss this after driving this. And there's nothing wrong with the Ariel Nomad at all.
I'm not like one of those YouTubers that pretends I know everything about each car. No, every car has its own quirks and special details, and I like to do more research on the vehicles before I tell you about them. But what I can tell you is that one drives absolutely amazing, and I'm going to try this now, and I'm sure it's going to drive absolutely amazing. I'm just admiring them from a mechanical point of view right now, not a numbers and figures point of view. Like, for example, even that radiator, is that an oil cooler? Because that looks absolutely beautiful.
Well, I think it's the same on that car.
They're
amazing. Almost identical.
I think that's an intercooler.
It is.
Yeah, because the oil cooler should be somewhere else, but I don't want my phone to fly.
I know. That one's is easier than this. It won't come out of that one.
Crazy. Please wear earplugs. Do me a
Yeah,
favor.
yeah,
wear
well,
earplugs.
I
And
didn't
everyone's
have
gonna
them
call
today.
me a sissy on
No,
the internet,
you're
but
not.
you will lose your ears. I promise you. Like
100%.
it's worth being called a sissy and saving your hearing, because it's not like you're gonna lose your hearing in 10 years. No, you'll lose your hearing in the next 20
Right
minutes.
now.
Exactly, like now.
Imminent.
So loud, but so cool. Like I said, like even with the earplugs, it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
the noise is visceral, and just watching this thing
It's
from
driving
the outside,
experience, the whole thing.
It is.
Everything
It really is a
from
driving
every
experience.
part of it is just a pure driver's car.
I feel like people still don't understand how amazing this car is, because most of the people that buy this, and I'm sure this is the case, 99% of the people that buy this car are gonna drive it on the road.
100%.
And if you drive this on the road, something like this is gonna blow it out of the water all the time, every day. But if you take this thing off-roading, you're gonna feel like you're going 10 times faster than the Atom 4. This is really built to be an off-road machine. I really want to see if it drives like a rally car, or if it's as nimble as the buggy, or if it's
Yeah,
more Baja.
I think it's more buggy. It
It looks
I
like
don't
a
know, it's
Maverick.
just, yeah, it
looks
really
like,
does.
It looks like a Can-Am Maverick,
It's
kind
a
of.
way different price point.
Yes. With a lot more power.
Yeah.
A lot more power. And yeah, guys, keep an eye out for the next video. I think it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah, because this one I think is a car that you're really rarely gonna see on the road, and
I've seen 2 here in Charlotte in like 10 years.
I've seen 2 as well. But honestly, I've seen nobody drive it the way it's meant to be driven. Today, we actually kind of gave it a little bit of gas, you know. And I really want to see someone track one of these things, because that's what it's made for, really. It's supposed to be your track weekend toy car.
100%. So. It's literally they're building them up at VIR.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let me help you put some of the cars back inside. Sun is going down. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick. Just I wanted to share this with you guys. We could have easily just done this, Hunter and I, and off camera it would have been way easier. Trust me, it would have been way more enjoyable even than stressing over like a camera. But I wanted to share this with you, and he wanted to share this with you. So thanks again,
dude,
for letting us do this.
Always.
All right, let me help you.
Yeah.
Do it. He wants me to try the Supra for some reason. Why did you want me to try? Why specifically the Supra? Why specifically this one?
Well, have you driven an Emira yet?
In gear, I've driven one of these, but what's so specific about this one?
I just want you to feel the clutch. And I want to find the key to the Lambo.
I love the way these things sound. Is it tuned in any way? So that's something about this car seems sketchy. Oh boy.
It's in first.
Yeah. It's not gonna explode, is it?
No.
Okay, yeah. Something's going on here. That one's fully carbon fiber. Yeah, I love this car. Love the carbon. He put a lot of work into this. A lot of work. Not just the carbon and everything, but the tuning he did and all that stuff's really, really cool. I think he went full Vorsteiner. The only thing he needs to do is the side panels, the doors and the back, and it's fully carbon fiber.
Have you seen the hood?
Dude, you're literally 4 panels away from having a full carbon.
Dude, look under the hood. I think I've literally caused my carbon shortage.
Look at that for engine decor. Like, I try hard not to get impressed by certain cars that I film, you know, and some cars that are at really crazy price points, they don't impress me, but this thing really, like, I don't know, it spoke to me a little.
Because
Super keen Lamborghini.
we were doing a exhaust install on my car.
I call this car the wrong name. I don't know why. I think
probably somewhere up to 300.
Wow.
Like
It's
350.
actually super light.
Somewhere there. It's a supercharged Camry motor.
Wow.
Did you notice the actuator up here? If you look in the rearview mirror, you can see it moving as you're hitting.
Dude, I heard, not this one, I heard like a standard Lotus driving. Do they all have the Camry engine, right?
Yeah.
All of them have, that sounded so good on the track. I was like, whoa, it sounds great.
You need to take this one out. You'll love it. The titanium exhaust on this. We're doing headers, and then we did the M2 intake on it with a valve controller, and I just think it's perfect.
He's actually refined too.
It's for the drivers.